Hello everyone, I'm Deepika. In this video, we are going to see about cytokine and its types. Let's see about cytokine. Cytokine is nothing but they play a small protein that play a crucial role in cell signaling. They are produced by various cells in the immune system, such as white blood cells, and are essential for regulating the body immune response to infection, inflammation, and injury. Cytokines are nothing but they are a chemical messenger facilitating communications between immune cells to coordinate their actions. Then types of cytokines. Cytokines that can divide into five types: interleukins, interferons, tumor necrosis factor, colony stimulating factor, and the last chemokines. Let's see by one. First, interleukins. They are a diverse group of cytokines that primarily act as signaling molecule in the immune system. They are named as interleukins because they were initially discovered as molecules that mediated communication interleukin between leukocytes, which are blood cells involved in the immune systems. These interleukins has various subtypes. They are interleukin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 12. Then interferons. Interferon is nothing but it's a group of signaling protein that play a role in the body's defense against viral infection and other pathogens. They are three different types. They are type 1, 2, 3. For type 1, they play a role in the body innate immune response, particularly in defense against viral infection. These type 1 can be further divided into two subtypes. They are interferon alpha and interferon beta. Interferon alpha may be produced by particularly dendritic cells and macrophages. These responds to the viral infection, and interferon beta, they produce a variety of cells that including fibroblast and epithelial cells. They can encounter viruses also. For type 1, their function is they are powerful antiviral cytokines. They can influence the activation and differentiation of immune cells, particularly T cells and B cells. Then type 2, they are primarily referred to INF gamma. They are a key cytokine involved in immune response that are particularly in regulating the adaptive immune system and inflammations. Their sources are they are primarily produced. They are key cytokine involved in immune responses that particularly in regulating the adaptive immune system and inflammations. Their sources, they are primarily produced by immune cells, specifically activated T cells and natural killer cells. They can also created by dendritic cells and macrophages. Function for type 2 interferon, they are antiviral defense by inhibiting viral replication. These play a role in the promoting the activation and differentiation of immune cells, particularly T cells and B cells. INF gamma that activates macrophages, turning them into highly efficient phagocytes capable of destroying intracellular pathogens. Then type 3, they are also known as interferon lambda. This role in the body defense against viral infection, particularly at the mucosal surface that are present in respiratory and gastrointestinal tracts. Their functions are it is similar to TNF type 1. It inhibits viral replication with infected cells. These lambda influence the activation of dendritic cells and macrophages and T cells. Then tumor necrosis factor. This is a group of pro-inflammatory cytokines that are produced primarily by immune cells such as macrophages, monocytes, T cells. These have two main types, that are tumor necrosis factor, that is called TNF, that is a TNF alpha, and another type is TNF beta. Then TNF alpha, these produced by the activated macrophages. These are also secreted by the other immune cells such as T cells and B cells. It is responsible for the infection and the inflammation. For their functions, it triggers to release the other pro-inflammatory cytokines and the chemokines. These leading the recruitment of immune cells to the site of infection or a tissue damage. TNF alpha can induce programmed cell death, and particularly in cancer cells and cells infected with some viruses. For TNF beta, it is produced by T cells. Their functions are TNF alpha and beta, both inducer of inflammation and involved in the body responses to infection and tissue injuries. These TNF can be activated by macrophages and neutrophils to enhance their ability to eliminate pathogens. These TNF stimulates tissue repair and remolting. Then colony stimulating factor. This colony stimulating factor is a group of cytokines that play a role in the importance of regulating the production, differentiation and functions. It has a various types of blood cells, but it particularly activated the white blood cells. They have a different type of colony stimulating factors. They are CSF, that is a granulocyte colony stimulating factor, then granulocyte macrophages colony stimulating factor, then macrophage colony stimulating factor, then stem cell factor. First, we see about granulocyte colony stimulating factor. It's produced by the macrophages, fibroblasts, and the endothelial cells. It has a target, and the primary target of GCSF, that is a bone marrow, where it acts as an hematopoietic stem and progenitor cells. It stimulates the production and maturation of granulocyte, including neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. Their function, it enhances the number of function of granulocytes, which are important for contributing the bacterial and fungal infections. Then next one is granulocyte macrophage colony stimulating factor. This one is produced by T cells, B cells, macrophages and endothelial cells. It has a target, that is primary act as a hematopoietic stem cells. It is stimulating the production and differentiation of both granulocytes. Its function, it to play a role in the enhancing immune response by promoting the production and activation of granulocytes and macrophages. Then macrophages colony stimulating factor. It is a production of fibroblast, macrophage and endothelial cells. It has a target. It acts as a hematopoietic stem cells and promote their differentiation in monocytes, which eventually mature into macrophages. Then stem cell factor, it also known as c-KIT ligand. It play a role in the development and maintenance of hematopoietic stem cells. Then chemokines, it's a family of small protein that play a fundamental role in the immune system and various physiological process. It is a signaling molecule that are crucial for the recruitment and positioning of immune cells at the site of infection, inflammation and tissue damages. Their functions are, they are responsible for guiding immune cells such as neutrophil, monocyte, T cells and B cells to specific their locations. The, that can involved in the directing lymphocytes to lymphoid organ like lymph nodes. It also have a type of chemokines. These chemokines characterized by several subfamilies based on their arrangements of their amino acids in the presence of specific structural modif. They are CXC hemokines, CC hemokines, CX3 hemokines. CXC hemokines, that are nothing but they have two cysteine amino acid that's separated by a single amino acid. Then CC hemokines, they have two adjacent cysteine amino acids. Then CX3C hemokines, they have three amino acids separating by the cysteine residences. So that's all about the cytokines and its types. I hope if I hope everything will be clear in this video. Thank you.